This is everything I ate at a hawker center in Penang, Malaysia. I started off with a $4.50 char kway teow with duck egg that was cooked over charcoal. It was smoky and spicy with really plump prawns, and the Chinese sausage added a nice touch of sweetness. I loved it. After I saw these flames, I couldn't resist getting 10 chicken satay skewers for $6. The chicken was tender and smoky, and the nutty and sweet peanut sauce made each bite even tastier. To quench my thirst, I got a $1 Milo ice, which brought back childhood memories. It's so good. Then I tried Lok Lok for the first time. So you pick your skewers, boil them, and dip it in a sauce. I went for chili. My plate added up to $5. I was a little underwhelmed by this one. I thought it was quite simple and could use some more flavor, probably since it was just boiled in water. For me, it's not a must try. After this, I got a $5 oyster omelette, which was fluffy with a golden and slightly crispy edge. The oysters were juicy and briny, and the tangy chili sauce tied all the flavors together. This was so yum. Last but not least, I had to try a $10 durian. It's also known as the king of fruits. I think it definitely tastes better than it smells. It's sweet and creamy. The only thing I don't love as much is the texture, which is a bit mushy and stringy. Let me know what you think. Do you love or hate durian? This is everything I ate at a Latin American night market in Sydney. I started off with these $21 birria tacos with a hearty consomme. It had a perfectly crispy shell, melted cheese, and tender, juicy beef. This was delicious. I'd eat it again in a heartbeat. Speaking of hearts, I tried beef heart for the first time for $22. It's a Peruvian street food called anticuchos. The tangy marinade was fantastic, but I didn't love the heart itself, which had an irony and gamey flavor that I'm still getting used to. I also tried a $13 pork tamale, which had a lot of dough. When I finally had a bite of the seasoned pork with the fluffy masa, it was tasty, but I wish the ratio was more balanced with more pork. Next up, I got a $20 seafood paella, which had mussels, squid, and prawn. You know I love sucking the head, but you know what else I love? When you guys vote for me every day, so keep it up. I really enjoyed how the rice was infused with a smoky seafood flavor. This was one of the better ones I've had. Then I tried a $12.50 cheese arepa, which is a flatbread made from corn flour stuffed with a stretchy cheese. The texture of the crispy exterior was nice, but it can feel a little heavy due to how thick the cheese is. And for a drink, I grabbed an iced tres leches, which tasted like a creamy caramel milkshake. It was a treat. I also got a $7.50 lamb empanada, which was wonderfully seasoned, but I think the filling could be juicier. And last but not least, I had to end my night with these $11 churros, which had a nice crunch, sweetness, and slightly fluffy interior. This is everything I ate at a medieval Christmas market in Germany. Walking through this market in Esslingen made me feel like I teleported back in time. First up, I got a flatbread pocket filled with cabbage, onion, marinated roast turkey, and a creamy spice sauce with hemp seeds. The turkey was wonderfully succulent and the bread was soft and fluffy. Every bite was so saucy and delicious. And fresh out of the oven, I grabbed a sweet pastry that looks like a cinnamon roll, but it actually had poppy seeds inside. The crispy and fluffy texture was amazing, but I wasn't a huge fan of the earthy flavor. Next, I got this pork skewer, which was peppery and full of flavor. Something I've noticed about the German food I've tried is that it's always well seasoned. Now for some more freshly baked goods, I tried a flatbread topped with tomato, cheese, and a pepper. It reminded me of a doughier pizza with a tangy kick from the pepper. It's simple but tasty. Then I got a Rijnswurst, which is a beef sausage in a toasted bread roll. I loved the crispy skin, which had a satisfying snap when I bit into it, and the beef inside was juicy. This is so good with mustard. To warm up, I got a Kinder Punch, which tasted like hot apple juice with cinnamon to me. And last but not least, I got these deep fried balls similar to donuts. Does anyone know what it's called? I was obsessed with the texture. It's crispy yet fluffy and chewy and bouncy on the inside. It also had just the right amount of sweetness. This was perfection. This is everything I ate at a snail restaurant in Vietnam. I started off with my favorite type of snail called ốc hương. These $12 ones had a really delicious salted egg sauce. It was rich, salty, and slightly sweet. I mopped up every drop with the bread. Next, I ordered this $9 fried squid, which was cooked perfectly with fish sauce and garlic and had a soft bite to it. Oh, and have you ever tried squid teeth before? This was $8 and fried with butter. It had a surprisingly chewy and crunchy texture. It's actually not bad at all. Then I got ốc len sao yu, which are these snails that you suck straight out of the shell. It's soft and bouncy, and I love the creamy coconut sauce it's coated in. It's so addictive. And for a snack, we tried these $4 quail balut in a tangy tamarind sauce. It's basically bite-sized balut, and the soft yolk is really tasty. And finally, I ended with these grilled snails, which were just okay. I prefer snails steamed with lemongrass or coated in a rich sauce for more flavor. By the way, this place is a bit pricier because it's Michelin recommended. It did have a few standout dishes, but for me, nothing beats eating snails on tiny plastic stools on the street. This is everything I ate at a winter night market in Sydney. First up, I got these $15 birria tacos. The beef was nice and tender and great with a squeeze of lime. I wish they had the freshness of coriander and onion, and the consomme was a little oily, but I love how they added some guacamole and corn chips on the side. Overall, these were hearty and tasty. Then I got this $10 fairy floss, which is exactly like what you'd expect, fluffy and sweet. I was just glad it wasn't $18 like the ones at Vivid. Oh, I couldn't decide which wiener to eat, so I got the $20 double with a spicy bratwurst and a cheese kransky. It had a great snap and was topped with onion and sauerkraut. And I really appreciate how the bun perfectly hugs each sausage. This was delicious. After this, I got a $16 creamy carne sushi base. So you add it onto a sheet of seaweed for each bite. The sushi rice was beautifully seasoned with furikake and was slightly smoky from the blowtorch. And I enjoyed the crunchy pops of fish roe. This was so yum. Next up, I tried these $18 Wagyu loaded fries. I was kind of let down they used mince instead of actual beef pieces, and the fries had a frozen fry taste, if you know what I mean. These ones just weren't for me, unfortunately. Then I spotted this Vietnamese store and got these $15 bun got, which are savory pancakes with prawns that you dip in fish sauce. It was super crunchy and a nice snack. And finally, for dessert, I grabbed a $15 sticky date pudding. It was piping hot with an incredible fluffy texture, and it just soaks up that beautiful butterscotch sauce so well. It paired perfectly with the vanilla ice cream. I'm obsessed. I also got a $5 caramel slice, which was delicious too. I especially liked the smooth caramel filling. This is everything I ate at an African food festival in Sydney. I started off with a $20 Nigerian jollof rice with chicken. It's my first time trying it. The jollof rice was soft and tomatoey with a nice mix of spices, and the drumsticks had a bite to it and was coated in a thick tomatoey sauce. This was delicious. Next up, I got a $35 fufu and egusi soup. Have you tried fufu before? It has a soft texture that reminds me of a stretchy mashed potato. Pinching in some egusi soup, it has a nutty and earthy flavor with tender chunks of meat. It's definitely an acquired taste, and I think there's other stews I prefer more, but don't knock it till you try it. After this, I grabbed a $15 African lamb roll from a Sudanese food truck. The lamb was incredibly juicy with a punchy sour kick of lemon. It's bursting with flavor. Then I got these $15 Sudanese agushe skewers, which are coated in a dry blend of peanuts and spices, then grilled over charcoal. Again, this was packed with flavor. The beef was slightly chewy and spicy and great with a squeeze of lime. I also tried a $6 Sudanese hibiscus iced tea, which was slightly fizzy, tart, and sweet. Now for dessert, I got a $7 rice milk pudding, which was creamy, glutinous, and not too sweet. I really enjoyed this. And finally, I tried Puf Puf for the first time for $5. They're fried dough balls that have a spongy texture with a hint of sweetness. It's a simple yet tasty snack. This is everything I ate at an African night market in Sydney. I kicked things off with a $15 fufu and egusi. The fufu was super soft and stretchy, and you pinch in that comforting egusi soup which has palm oil and melon seeds. I've tried this dish a few times now and it just gets better and better each time. Next up, I noticed this Nigerian store grilling meats and grabbed their $12 suya. Some pieces were a little chewy, but it had a great smoky and savory flavor. Then I tried a $20 Jamaican curry goat, which was so tender it fell off the bone as I was eating it. It's packed with spices and was incredibly hearty and delicious. Definitely my favorite of the night. I also grabbed a $6 sorrel punch, which came in this cool pouch. It's made from hibiscus flowers and ginger and tastes sweet, tangy, and refreshing. Oh, and have you ever heard of bunny chow? It's a South African dish that's basically a fluffy loaf of white bread that's hollowed out and filled with a rich curry. I chose lamb curry for $20. I love how it's served with a bone so I can suck out the bone marrow. It's really tasty. And finally, I ended my night with a $10 bofla, which is a fried dough ball from Ghana. It had a nice crust and was fluffy and doughy on the inside. I like how it's not too sweet. Thanks for watching. I love trying these dishes. This is everything I ate at an all-you-can-eat seafood buffet. We're at the Epicurean in Sydney. Would you pay $135 to eat here? Let's see if it's worth it. First up, I went straight to the seafood and got lots of oysters, lobster tails, and king crab legs. I love Sydney Rock oysters, and these were especially good paired with the mignonette sauce. Now for what I was most excited for. These king crab legs were sweet, succulent, and a little briny. They were so delicious. Also got some prawns. I love sucking the head, and the meat was nice and plump. The lobster tails were enjoyable too, but I think the king crab legs take the win, and I'd skip out on these Jonah crab claws. The meat was quite flavorless and these mussels were so tiny. Then I checked out the Asian section. You can see them cutting up Chinese barbecue meats here. I made myself a Peking duck pancake. They nailed the sauce and the duck was so juicy. I also made a plate of meat and veggies. The steak was cooked nicely and was tender. It could use a little more seasoning though, and the lamb ribs were not bad. Next up is the sushi station. My sister came with me and she's a huge sashimi lover. This is her plate and I tried a little bit. I'm no connoisseur, but the salmon and tuna tasted pretty fresh. Of course I had to go back for more seafood, but this time I know what I want. I got a plate full of king crab legs and oysters. These were so good and probably where you can get the most bang for your buck. Oh, my sister made this cheese plate which we both snacked on. By the way, the time limit is 2 hours and we realized we had 10 minutes to go, so we rushed to grab dessert. I got some chocolate covered strawberries, a crepe, and a few sweets, and this was a nice end to the meal. Overall, I think this place may be worth it if you're a huge seafood lover. I enjoyed my experience but wouldn't rush back. If you've been here, let me know what you think.